There we go, yo. Party goes. You good, David? You ready, David? You here?
I'm ready. I'm here.
We here, right?
We here.
Yeah.
We here.
Community Coalition Show. We back at it. K Wilson, David 2K. And if you're watching or if you listen to this, we not alone this time, y'all.
Right.
We got a lot of friends here.
Yes, sir.
This will be fun. If y'all remember, like a while back, probably early this year. That was early this year, right? Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, we did an interview with all the fellas from the first book, Impact of Influence. Chip Baker, it was the whole Wu-Tang squad was with us. Everybody was there. We had a good time, promoted the book.
Right.
And
ODB.
Everybody, we was there. Everybody wrote. Everybody had tried it, but it was, and we had an amazing time. If y'all watched that, if y'all listened to that, we said we're gonna run this back. We're gonna do it again, and here we are.
Yes.
A couple months later, we got Volume 2, Impact of Influence, Volume 2. Chip Baker's here, aka Chip Den, aka Mr. Go Get It.
Mr. Go Get It.
I don't even know like what else to say. My bro. And again, we got friends. Yeah. So a lot of us, I mean, I don't want to plug it too much, but I am in this one. I'm excited.
Talk that talk, Kenny.
Nah, I'm just saying, but it's us, And so again, I just want to start off. I got a lot of the co-authors on this book, on this project here with us on the show today. Mm-hmm. And I really want to discuss this project. I want to discuss everyone, and how I got here, how we got to this point, talk a little bit about what we got going on and not, tease a little bit about it, but we got a little tease,
Right.
But yeah, I got to go. I have to go get a copy.
Right.
Which comes out.
We can't give it all away.
Yeah. And book comes out this week. So it's perfect. So we're going to get just enough so you can go get it. And again, go get it. Look at that. Play on words. Look at that word. Play on words. That was natural. I wasn't even playing that.
Look at this.
I ain't even playing that. So, again, I guess, Chip, we'll start with you, man. Back again. You've been on this show how many times, man? We did talk about all kinds of stuff, but
man, this is family. This home, baby.
It is. Yep. But one more time, let them know who you are.
Man, well, first, I just want to start off by saying, man, thank you so much, Kenny, the big fella, and David 2K.
Yes.
Thank y'all so much for the love and support.
Always,
for having
bro.
us on your platform, man. I don't take it lightly. You don't have to do that, but you do in a major way. And so I'm truly grateful for it, man. And so thank you guys for having us. But myself, Chip Baker, I'm a 4th generation educator, teacher, former coach, blessed and fortunate to be raised by some great people. I always love saying that, man, because I'm a product of a whole lot of folks loving me, man. Yeah. And so I want to make sure I always give love to them. But like I said, educator, YouTube channel, podcast, The Success Chronicle, started that about 5 years ago, and it's taken me on a great journey to where I have connected with most of the men that's a part of this deal here. And so it's been an amazing ride, and I'm so grateful for it. Really looking forward to the journey that we're going to take together in Volume 2. So let's get it.
Yep. So thanks again, Chip, man. So
yes, sir.
Again, it's family here. It's all love here.
Yeah.
We gang.
Yeah. And want to give all the brothers here too opportunity. I don't know who wants to get us started. Let everybody know who you are, man. Again, I'm gonna let you introduce yourselves because I suck at it.
All right,
I'll go first.
All right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
All right. First thing I want to say is always thank the Most High for the opportunity to be here. I always thank Chip, for the opportunity because him and I always have this one line is hey, we go there, right? So I thank you, brothers, Kenneth and David for your podcast and which I do. I appreciate that. But for the most part, I'm Andre Amateur, aka Mr. Bounce Back, music producer. I'm a sound designer. I'm a sound engineer. I'm a teaching artist, and also, most importantly, I'm a 3-time stroke survivor. I got this opportunity because of 2020, right? So I'm all in. I love it. I love what I do. I deal with kids to young adults from age 5 to adults. And I like to point that I don't do weak mentor. I do life mentoring. Like I don't start with the kids. The youngest I've ever had is 5, and now he's 21. and I'm still with them. So, and I still have some kids. Now, I don't say that all of them, I keep all of them, I catch all of them. I don't. I just sow seeds, and whatever grow, I go with it. That's me in a nutshell. I'm here. I'm ready. Miss Pound's back.
All right.
I got to tap in with you.
I'm about to say, look, we got some music producers on the pod. Yep.
Right.
Yep. So if nothing else, it's this fam, it's networking, it's all that, you know. Who else wanted to go? Somebody, was it Charles? You wanted to jump in there?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go. It's not going to be too long, man. I first want to say thank you, Kenneth, for having us tonight. You, Dave, for having us tonight, man. It's always a pleasure to be a part of this show and just have this time to collaborate and bond with the brothers, man. I appreciate all you guys chiming in tonight so we can have some good collaboration. My name is Charles Woods, born in Dallas, raised in Conroe, Texas, reside in Atascocita, and that's in right on the north side, northeast side of Houston. I'm a educator, principal right now. Never thought I'd be doing that, man. I've always said I didn't want to coach, teach, didn't want to talk about your kids to parents, any of that stuff, man. I tried it 1 year, loved it, and I am here 19 years later. You know, it's amazing. You know, I got into this field of education and love supporting and helping young scholars, and I really enjoy helping adults, just like Andre talked about there, man. Adults as well as young scholars as well, man. It's a pleasure to be a part of this, man. I was a part of that first book, and it's a pleasure to be a part of this second book, man. Chip Baker, that's my guy, man. Thanks for reaching out to me, man. I really enjoyed this ride. Never thought I would be doing something like this, but here I am. So let's go get it.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. Who else want to jump in there? Leonard, what's going on, Leonard? Man, let us know what's up. What's going on, man?
What's going on? Thanks for having me, and thanks, Chip, for having me a part of this project. I'm Leonard Cello Webb. I'm a native New Yorker. I'm a ex-law enforcement turned educational consultant. My favorite quote is from Desmond Tutu: "We have to stop, pulling people out of the river and figure out why they're falling in." And that's why I went from being in law enforcement to going into the school systems and helping educators connect with students that don't look like them, and so they can keep the students in the classroom and not remove them from the classroom, because then they're more likely to be involved in the criminal justice system. And I found that out during my journey, and in the book is really how I talk about how I got there. But it's a pleasure being on here, ready to work. I feel like I wasn't part of the first book. I feel like I'm in the second phase of the Avengers. I'm Spider-Man, Black Panther came along. So those.
Yeah, we need them too.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yep. But it's all good. One thing, and I think we're experiencing this now, and as we're saying, it's like no matter when you got on, we all fam.
Yeah,
we're all family here.
Absolutely.
So that's one thing that's what, like I was saying, like this process, I'm enjoying this because we're getting to experience that, especially as men. This has been, it's like not so much fraternity like, but it's really more like family, Yeah. So one, nice to meet you, Leonard. Like, you'll see, we're gonna be on. Yeah. And then last but not least, Manny, what's going on, sir?
What's up, man?
Hello, everybody. Again, appreciate y'all having us on. Just a little bit about me. Born and raised in Hearn, Texas, Central Texas. Then moved on to Conroe. An educator. I'm in my 23rd year in education. So my mom was in education as well. I just kind of saw how she affected lives. So they had a big impact on me. And I had many teachers that were influential to me, and always grew up playing sports. So a lot of coaches that were influential to me as well. So, I know a lot of people get out of high school not sure knowing what they're going to do, but I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to teach and coach. So I was fortunate enough to do that. So I was coached for 14 years at Conroe High School. And I never thought that I would be in elementary education. But today I could say I taught 60 plus 4-year-olds today. And
wow.
so it was a blessing, man. It's fun. So I'm really blessed. I actually grew up with Chip. Him and I, we've known each other since we were about 9, 10 years old.
Wow.
Played basketball against each other and on the same baseball team and played football with each other, stuff like that. So we went on our separate ways for college, but then, we came back together as far as whenever we got back to teaching and coaching. We were coaching at the same place. And then, so that's been a blessing, So as far as being a part of this, the book, I appreciate Chip for letting me get on it. We were on vacation actually in Florida, just sitting on the beach, and he's like, "Hey man, you want to be a part of the book?" And man, I was just blessed right then. From that point, started thinking about kind of what to talk about. So had about 9 hours drive home to think about what all wanted to put in there. So man, I'm blessed. Just talk a little bit about how impactful my family has been to me. One thing I don't know many people get to have this opportunity, but I come from a pretty big family. I have like 60 plus first cousins. So
Wow.
I in the book I talk about just being observant, watching them, how they influenced me positively, and just being blessed. Just surrounded by love. Chip mentioned that he was raised by great people, which I can attest to that. And so same for me as well. Just around great people. Man, I'm just been really blessed. So I appreciate you having us on. And we were on a show last night, and just afterwards we were all kind of texting, and I just mentioned to them, like, I'm just a better person. I feel like I'm a better person just listening to each and every one of y'all, your stories, getting to hear them, and just meet y'all. I'm looking forward to, Chip was like, man, save some money so we go out on that book tour. So looking forward to possibly come out to DC or
Man, come
whatever.
on, man.
Let's go.
Yep.
Let's
I
get
was
it.
I was just saying I think I'm coming down to Houston too. I'm coming down to that area, man. Just to link up, man. So let's do it. But one, thank you all for coming on.
Yes.
I think it's amazing as we're talking, everyone's sharing. I'm like, what? One, educators.
Right. I was about to say I feel like I'm the only non-teacher here, which makes me low-key nervous, but also so
Hey, we've seen it all.
I kind of here's the thing. I kind of love it because I didn't have like male teachers a lot. But when I did, like I always like they were always great. So having this here, having all of you guys be teachers, like me hanging out with Kenny all the time and just like learning from him, I know this is going to be a great experience.
Yeah, man. I mean, even just being in that field, like I know in this area, there are some, but just to have this many together, they're like this is dope to me.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. And it just shows again, I think kind of expelling some of these myths, So that was first thing. And then two. So I mean, so many places I want to get to this, but I do want to start, okay, from Chip. You went through the first book, went through that process, I knew you said the whole time you were going to do this again. You knew you were going to run it back, right? But what did this process go around? What did this look like for you? Getting like you said, getting the Avengers together, bringing everyone back, bringing people on. Was there any difference from the last time to this process in this book?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think lots of similarities. I think, the similarities being all amazing men, just great guys doing great things to take care of people, just good-hearted dudes, servants, give to others, just great people. And so I think that was really the thing that excited me, because I knew, and we kind of hit on that, too, about like Manny said, just being together, and like the last time we did it, it was powerful. The last time we were on, was on your show. And so just those kind of experiences, it's been great. That's really been the similarities. I think the differences are different men from, different areas, so it's allowed, to bring, more people in, into the fold of the brotherhood of the impact.
Yeah.
And so, just like I talked about with the first go round, man, it's no excuse for us not to achieve every one of our bucket list goals, because we're connected to great guys doing great things. And so I can just say, hey, Ken, hey man, how'd you do that?
Yeah.
You come in, hey, Cello, man, that's dope. What you do? Like, how'd you do that? And vice versa. And we can all learn and grow together. And that was one of the big things from the first one that I'm looking forward to sharing with the guys in this one. Like, they don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I'm sitting back looking at Manny like, oh yeah, yo,
I can see the wheels turning.
Like, yeah, like Cello, like, oh man, you about to get it, dog. Like good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about to be like amazing stuff and opportunities and meeting people and traveling and speaking and just like opportunities galore. And that's what it's about, man. And so I'm just truly grateful to have an opportunity to do this. And so that's been some of the similarities and differences that I've seen with both of the projects.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then
Very cool.
Yeah, and then for everyone, I just want to hear, like, because I know the last time, I know we had stories about how you got to this book. But I want to hear from you all, especially for the first time guys, like, how did you all get to this book? How I know Chip. I know he did it. I know he got ways of doing it, right? But I want to hear, like what was that experience like for you all?
For me, I was already writing because 2020 set us down, and it gave us time to just sit still and just pay attention. If you're still doing what you was doing before 2020, something wrong with you. Like, for real, some straight wrong with you, because you should be doing more,
right?
Not less. You should be doing more. So it sat me down and had me writing. And so one day I called Chip up. I said, Chip, man, what you doing? Just give me 5 minutes of time. He's like, I said, you know what? I'm trying to do this. He said, oh, I got you. About a week later, he called me back. Not matter of fact, he didn't call me. He texted me. It was like, hey. I was like, oh man, okay. So for me, it took unfortunately a situation like this to sit me down, to look at myself and say, okay, I need to write some things down. And before I started writing it was 1 page, 2 page, 10 pages. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, this is it. I'm like, okay, I can say a lot in this, but it's so amazing how I took pieces. And I even told Chip I had over almost 4,000 words. He's like, yeah, you need 2,500, right? So I was like,
he got volume 3 already.
Yeah, he ready.
Love it.
Yeah, so that's where I'm at with it,
That was dope. Yeah.
That's
Anyone
great.
else?
Chip gave me my first online interview. And I was like, when you first start out in something new, for me, I spent 27 years in law enforcement, and then I'm jumping into education. And for him to just reach out to me and give me that opportunity, I was like, man, this dude interviewed Carl Lewis, and he wants to, that really boosted my confidence and really took it to another level. So I owe Chip a lot as far as my confidence level and doing what I do and doing it. So when my online presence grew and when my the people that follow me grew, I wanted to do a conference. Chip was the first one. I was like, I owe this dude a lot. He needs to be a part of this. My followers need to see him. And from there, it just grew. You watch Chip do what he does online, and you just can't help but be motivated and say, oh, I gotta step my game up. Look at Chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and when he wanted me to be a part of the book, I was like, sure thing. I have one book that I did prior to that, but I've just learned so much from Chip. He's been a mentor and a friend, and being part of this and being able to share the story that I have in that book was really a great experience for me, because I've really never talked about how I got into it. And really the first opportunity for my followers to really see where I started.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting the way that you speak about it too, like ending the school to prison pipeline, especially because that's very important, because it's something that we don't talk about. We talk about the prisons, we talk about the school to prison pipeline, but we don't talk about how to end it or how to stop it. So I feel that's very important.
Yeah. So I'm liking these stories. I know, Manny, I know y'all boys. I know you a Chip boy. So we heard that one. Charles, I remember you were Charles, but I mean, I know you were on the first one too. So what was this process going from last book to this one? How did that feel on this one? You feel comfortable, a little bit more confident with it?
The writing is always, when you're challenging yourself with the writing, it's always like, I don't know if this is good enough. I don't know about this. But the process of getting into the book was pretty simple. Me and Chip talk maybe in the morning early before work, maybe after work. We still in the book tour from the first book. Chip say, "Hey man, we gonna crank this volume 2 up." And it's like, that's easy. Okay, I'm already in. Like, I'm starting to write it. The only deal that I thought about in the middle of, I'm like, man, we just finished this first book, and I hit Chip like, man, you think is it too early for volume 2? Chip said, man, I already thought about that. We gonna go ahead and go with this.
Yeah.
Like, so it was an easy process, man. It's just when you start, for me, I put all my notes in my iPhone first, man. For me, it's just like going through that in different spots where I'm sitting there just waiting, maybe, when I'm with the wife in the car, or I'm sitting in the house, or I'm waiting for something in between, like a movie or something like that. I'm just jotting stuff down. You get a little nervous when you start putting stuff together, and like, is this going to be good enough? Do I need this in there? And when you get past that hump, it's pretty smooth. But you always start off because you're challenging yourself. Being a coach, just like a lot of the guys here, like you always want the best, the competitive side of you. So it's an easy process, but it's difficult.
Yeah. And I know, man, I think you said it's your first time writing, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I came, just off a fan of being, reading the first book. And so, man, it hit me like a Tyson left hook whenever he asked me, yeah, you want to be a part of it. So I'm like, and plus, being in education, and I mean, you put authors on a pedestal, so I'm like, man, I don't see myself as an author, but just having a story to share, and I just kind of shared my story, so you got to feel pretty comfortable with that. Thankfully, my wife's in education as well, and she's an English teacher. So, like Woody was saying, just had a bunch of ideas. I mean, I thought about a lot of stuff on the trip home. Put ideas in the phone, wherever, but like couldn't sleep. Like, man, I got so much stuff, and I had a bunch of stuff written down. And then, I asked my wife to look over it, and she's like, yeah, and then she worked her magic on it. And, man, whenever I read what she had kind of adjusted, man, it was awesome. It was an awesome moment, because I was like, man, I'm ready for people to read this, and, just the story and things like that. So I'm still like, still can't believe it. I can't believe it, really.
Right.
I like, man, Chip will say, man, get ready. And I'm like, it's like, when you're just excited, anticipation type of stuff. But man, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I appreciate Chip giving me this opportunity. I don't know if it would ever, came about. But that's just the type of duty he is. It's always looking out for other people, especially, if it's getting some positivity out there. Man, he's all about it. So I've always been one of his biggest fans, ever since we were little. So I appreciate him, and I'm looking forward to reading everybody's chapters. I mean, I've known Woody for a long time too, and when I read his stuff, and powerful, man. And so I'm looking forward to reading everybody else's as well.
Yeah.
Kenneth, man, a couple of things I would like to add. Just hearing everybody's story, knowing about the ones that were in the first book that did the chapter, and then going into the second book, the editing process and all of that. I think the word that comes up for me is growth. First individually, when you do the writing process, you have to reflect and relive those times and feelings and emotions. Like you have to go back through that and revisit all of those things, so as you put it down, like it does something to you.
Yes.
Right. And so like you have to reflect on, okay, this is what happened to me. Okay, what did I learn from that? And then now, man, the epiphany comes when you really see that you're taking what you learned from that experience and you're actually using that in the world to help other people.
Yeah.
Right. And it lights me on fire, because now I see that, none of that stuff was wasted. Right. And so that's personal growth. But then the really cool thing is, like I talked about earlier, is now we have brothers in the impact of influence, and now all of us going through that experience, we can grow together.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And so I think that's the beauty of it. And just like hearing us, for example, like Manny hearing cello, or Woody, hearing, cello, like, man, that's cool, And so now we can all connect and grow together and help one another. And that's what it's about. It's great when you got people that's just, welcome you in a situation where it's no judgment, no bias. Like, come on in, dog. Like, man, you need some, come on, man, we got you. Come on in. You ain't even got to ask. We got you.
Right.
What you need. And that's what this is, man. And just we'll continue to grow. And I'm really looking forward to just seeing everybody experience the journey. I think about another thing I think about too, Kenny, is when we were in DC for the tour, man, and y'all went all out for us, man. And I had an opportunity to just sit and just watch and just take it all in. Like man, I was raised with a single parent mom, man, like in a little small town in Texas. Like man, somebody told me I be doing this right here. Like, man, no way. Quit playing, Brandy. Like quit playing, And so, but man, just taking it all in, knowing what these guys about to get into, like, man, I'm just excited about it all, man.
Yeah.
Truly grateful.
I tell you what, I want to chime in a little bit. I remember seeing a little clip of y'all's DC tour, and I know Chip, your family was able to go with you, and where you mentioned to your niece, like, I'm doing this for you. Man, that was talking about powerful. And then Woody, when y'all were in San Antonio, and the young girl was reading, your chapter, man, powerful. Whew. I mean, that makes you feel good about something, like you're doing something good, so man, that's awesome. That's amazing.
Manny, I was just about to touch on that, probably about everything that went on through that tour, man, going, being able to finish it off in San Antonio. And then that the mom of the young lady comes up to me. She said, I was reading your chapter. I just realized who you are. Like, my daughter reads your chapter at night.
Wow.
And she puts the video and shows me the video, and I'm watching the video of this young lady read my chapter. You talking about chills down your spine, man. It just that one thing, like that one young lady showing the enthusiasm and just going at reading each word by word with feeling it. Yes, with she's putting exclamation point, like the exclamation points I'm on there. She is saying it in there, man. Wow. That one young lady, man, that one young scholar, man, it was worth it. Like everything else is worth it, man. It just gets chills. I was looking at it right then while we were talking. I pulled it back up and looking at that, saying that's why we do this thing, man. If it's just one youngster that I can get to with that, man. It's a
Mm.
blessing, man. That was awesome.
Whew,
Right.
yeah, that's awesome.
It's always
My
about
mom-
that. It's always about that
I'm
one
sorry.
person
Yeah.
that you want to
Yeah.
reach.
Man, I recently went home, and my mom gave me a box of a lot of my old stuff, and I pulled out. She keeps everything, so I pulled out. It was my kindergarten picture, class picture, and like Woody, that young lady's she's never gonna forget you. As soon as I put out that picture, Miss Haynes. I mean, we're 5 years old, but I mean, I'm never gonna forget her. She was just that influential to me. I became a teacher, a lot because of her. So, man, that's awesome. That young lady's gonna remember you for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
And man, too, like, y'all talking about the experiences. I want to share a couple of these with y'all so y'all really know, like, y'all, like those of you that haven't gone, like, man, who just wait. Oh, I said it again, Manny. Hold on. Get ready. like, man, like I'm in San Antonio, and the little guy is waiting in line just to get his book signed, just to talk to me. Man, I am in, man, where were we at? I was in one place, and this lady quoting something from the book, like telling me, like, she don't have a book in her hand. She's quoting from the book, like saying what I said in the book. I'm in Denver, and one of the teachers that I work with, I work with her in Texas. Her hometown is Denver. She flew home so that she could come to the tour in Denver to bring her family. Her brother, special needs, and she kind of made him go, but he truly enjoyed it, and he wanted to do a testimonial video saying how much he enjoyed it. I mean, just like the list goes on and on and on about things that are good from this, and it just warms your heart. But then it also reminds us that all that what we put into it is worth it.
Mhm.
That's the impact.
That's the impact right there. And like we were just striving to influence and impact others. What we didn't know is how much it was going to influence and impact us.
Right.
Yeah, man. Okay. I mean, even for me, like, I wasn't in the first book, but I said, I want to bring it to the DMV. Want to bring it to the DC area. So we did that, and that experience, just getting to link up. Like I said, we had gone how many years? We had never met before that.
Yeah.
We've been doing all this stuff. We going podcasts, going back and forth, we sharing, and it was like picked up like we had never, like that wasn't the first time. It was like, it's just natural.
Yeah.
Good
time, just hanging out.
Good time,
man.
with the fam and everything. Like, and I remember sharing. I think it was your brother-in-law talking to him, and it was just, he said the same thing everyone else has been saying, and for all of us, we know, because we something about Chip just makes you got to do it. Whatever says is yes. He didn't get the words. He don't even finish the sentence. Yes, yeah, I'm doing it. What's up? And so to hear that, not to just, because we felt that, I know that, I feel that too, but to know that everyone else feels that. So I know we went on the last podcast we did months ago, we coined the phrase, we said Chip is like, it's better than LinkedIn.
Right, chipped in.
So we started calling him Chipped In, right?
Right.
So I said, if you know Chip, you good. You don't even need the app. You don't need LinkedIn. You don't need none of that. You got Chip.
Right. We're chipped in.
Chipped in. So
let's go.
We kept that going, man. But one thing I do want to share, because I want to go back to which I think, Chip, you said it, like the process here, the writing process here.
Yeah.
And one thing for me, I wanted this experience this time around to be really personal. And so it was hard for me trying to put how I felt on paper, or type it out, how, get that transfer, right? And so this one was really, like, how do you get across? How do you say how you feel? That was me for this process. You know, I feel it. I know how I feel. I got to get it out, but I need to get it out in a way where people are going to be able to receive it properly. You know, I don't know what that was like for y'all, but that was this process for me. So I wanted to share that. I wanted to get your thoughts. Like, what was that like for you all?
For me, it was the process delivers on the promise. And the book and going through that process, what my promise is in life is to help people that are less fortunate and than I am. So in the process of writing on the book, I was always thinking about how can I share something that's going to impact them in a way that that transcends their life. Because a lot of times we grow up with messages as young people and we carry them into adulthood. Like, you know, one of the messages I always received was, you know, money don't grow on trees.
Yeah.
So it to this mindset of, I'm not going to say poverty, but to just to live just enough.
Yeah.
And I had to go through the process of writing to get those thoughts out so other young people didn't think like that. So other young people, I can live in abundance.
Yeah.
I want to miss my blessings. And for so long, and I'm grateful for the job that I had, but I missed so many blessings because I had to get a good government job and have insurance and
Right.
not really go into my gift. I used my gift, but not to where I should have been. And it took a complete stranger to say, this is your gift. This is what you should be doing. And like I said, that process delivered on my promise. And 4 years later, here I am, you know, fully living in my gift.
Wow. Wow.
It's powerful.
It is, man. It is.
For me, throughout the writing process, man, you want to, you know, you want to write a way where it can grab your audience, man. And that's what I went back and forth with, like just how to present my information. Yes, it was the second time that I had a chance to write, but this time I wanted to grab the audience and make sure I kept their attention, you know, for the chapter that it was in. So I wrote in one form, and then I changed it all up, man. I wrote, and then I went back and I edited it all out and wrote it in a different format, you know, so I could grab the audience attention, man. So I just hope that it does that justice, man, because I really wanted to catch people attention and really, and I don't want to give a whole lot away, and it's hard for me to explain it without giving it away. But I wanted to grab the attention of the audience, man, and keep their attention and then just hit them at the end where they like, oh man, you know. So I hope it does that, man. I hope it the biggest piece is I hope it impacts and helps some people out, man, and they can live kind of through my story, you know.
Hey, so it's killing me here. So I need to say this, and I know everybody's talking about their process, but I want to make sure I share this. In meeting with the editors, man, they said this. You know, we do lots of editing, we do projects, man, but this project, you know, there was some chapters in here that made us cry.
Wow.
This is some rich content.
Wow.
You know, and so you know, and just, you know, like Woods was talking, you know, and we were like looking at his chapter, and man, and everything that he just explained to you, he did that. Oh man, I'm just telling you, I cannot wait to see, like, hear the response when people read. I mean, everybody's chapter, but I mean, just like he was talking, and I was just thinking about, man, that's why it was killing me. I had to say something about it. I'm sorry.
Right.
But carry on.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Chip.
And then Andre, I know you said you got chapters. I know you got books written already. How did you decide, okay, this is going to go here in this project?
Honestly, when I sit down and think about a story, this part of it is in the book. I always use it because kids need to understand we're human, just like them. Adults is human, adults make mistakes, kids make mistakes. Okay, cool. But there was a time in my life where I spent from the 7th grade to the 11th grade in the principal's office, right? every morning, that's my homeroom. Like then it became to the point where I was in there all day. I was cutting up, right? So, and I forgot to tell you, I'm from DC, so
see.
So yeah, hold on. So his reaction is gonna be funny. Blue was my school.
So, come on, man. You was in the principal's office all day. Yeah, man. Yeah.
All day.
Oh, that's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear. Southeast.
All day, right, yeah. But once I sat down and thought about that for a second, it was really dishonoring myself, because when you're in the principal's office, right, and you're not associated with other people, your other peers, you're not getting any kind of skill set, right? Because now you're setting yourself up. And there's some things that I didn't put in the book because I know some of the things I'm doing, but it triggered a lot of things I had to deal with within myself. You know what I mean? I had to sit down to really look like, oh man, this is crazy. Like, you know, to reflect on yourself when you have nothing else going on to reflect on, because you're doing so many other things for other people. Now it's about you. At that moment, I mean, I sat down and I was outside like with my tissues. I ain't going to lie. I was like, man, this is crazy, because I was being hit with the trauma that I used to bury. So the one thing I noticed in dealing with kids, even young adults, is that we suppress trauma and don't realize we do that.
Absolutely.
And we do it, you know what I mean? So we do it because we never address it, or we never get it addressed. And so that can go on for decades. That can go on for generations. And so when I was sitting there going through this process of writing, I'm like, that's how I kept writing. I was like, man, this is, I need to sit back and just, you know, take a moment to breathe, because it was a lot. It was heavy. Yeah. I mean, you know, so yeah, it still is, because I mean, I go back and I read it sometimes. I'm like, oh man, like, ooh, it's, if I had no mind to say me, I can imagine what 18 other authors have. And the thing I want people to understand is that this journey is a part of success. It's a part of the things you're going through, or you went through, or you had explained to somebody else. And so they need to see this. Or if you want to buy one book, 20 books, 100 books, however, if you want to furnish the whole school, I mean, just imagine you got 19 stories in here, 19 different gentlemen that went to 19 different things on multiple levels. And we here now to talk about it and to share it. So I'm grateful, man. I mean, I ain't gonna tell you a joke.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Yeah, this was, you know, that was one thing, like that journey for me, and that, you know, I do want to get into, you know, like, you know, just the feeling that I'm an author. You know, what does that feel like? Your families, everyone around you, you know. One thing, one of the dopest things for me, well, my daughter saw my picture. You know, and one of my daughters, she's animated. She, you know, Daddy, that's you. Like, you, yeah. Like, even though I know we all do things, but for me, that was like the greatest feeling ever. I'm big on legacy. I'm always big on, like, what do I leave behind? You know, but I just want to get, like, I don't know if I'm the only one. I can't be the only one that like feel like that process, like you didn't know, like, hey, they see this.
Nah, I could, for me, I can tell you, because Chip, no, I was calling Chip, I need that cover. I want to see the cover. I want to see the cover. He was like, I'll get it to you. And then one day, all of a sudden, you know, matter of fact, I was so busy for the whole day, he emailed me the information, same one that we all got. And that's when I had the aha moment. I was like, my voice went up to a tenor or alto, I was soprano. I was like, I'm an author. I'm like I'm really an author. I was like, hold on. I had to try to bring my voice back down to Barry White. I was like, I'm an author for real.
I love that though.
it still hasn't hit me, but it hit me. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
I don't know, man. It's probably this, as I was starting to write this second volume, it's kind of hard for me. Like I just get into the work and get going, man. And I don't think I really celebrated that first book like I should have, you know. Writing this second one, it really sunk in, especially when I got the first one sitting there on my desk right there looking at me, and you see it over there, you know. But it's, you know, it's something that I'm very proud of. Like you said too, Kenneth, legacy, you can leave something behind. Like Chip said, what are you, Chip, fourth generation educator?
Yeah, man.
Man, I'm a first generation educator and didn't think I'd be in education. So like, I thought I'd be in the industry somewhere, sitting in the office, man, in my own little cubicle, minding my own self business. But this is big, man. I'm grateful for Chip every day, every moment, man, for giving me the opportunity, because I can guarantee you this: if Chip wouldn't have reached out to me and asked me to do this, I wouldn't be writing a book. There's no way, and I wouldn't be thinking about writing my own book right now if it wasn't for Chip getting that motor started, man. Great guy, man. I appreciate him every day, you know.
Yeah,
it's great.
I know. I think the first show we did, we spent almost an hour just on Chip.
Yeah.
You know,
we really did.
We
really did.
Like, and it was all worth it though, and it was all like, and I think again, I look at everyone here right now, like. This is special for me because I don't know about y'all. This is something I don't get all the time, or especially when I was younger. So now that I'm getting a chance to like be around positive men.
Yeah.
And it sounds so simple, but it's not.
Right.
You know, and I don't care where we are. I enjoy this. So like Chip was saying, I knew like the process. Yeah, we're going to write the book. We're going to do that part, but I'm just as excited for this.
Right.
Like,
oh yeah,
you know, and I'm a big believer when we family, you know,
Yeah.
like I love this. And this is something that's why I wanted to showcase on this show. I want to project this. I want people to know, you know, there's a whole bunch of men right now. We on this.
Right.
Everyone's doing wonderful things. They taking care of business in all aspects of life, you know, and we can come together and we can share. We can share the good. We can share the bad. We can get emotional with each other. We can write books together. We can do this. We're going to link up.
Yeah. And I know when we link up, it's going to be a problem because
we're going to have fun. Like, it's, you know, I can't
we're going to be laughing, crying.
Remember the first tour? I can't wait for that. Just to, you know, like I said, I was excited. I remember, I ain't going to, I'm going to share this with you, Chip. Like, I'm going to share this with y'all. We had never met. Chip touches down. I'm like, I got like, my stomach is like churning. So I'm driving down because Chip is in the DC. He's in, like, I'm kind of outside of DC. So I had to drive down to the hotel. Chip's like, I'm like nervous, like, I'm on the way. Like, it was almost like we were reuniting for the first time, and I felt like a little kid. Like,
same on my end, bro.
You know?
I'll give it. It was the same for me, man. And the event that we were gonna do was gonna be 2 nights later.
Yeah,
but you like, no, you here? I'm coming.
Man,
I'm on the way.
I told my wife, my kid, like, look, I gotta go see Chip. I'm sorry, I don't know what y'all doing, but like, I'm gonna clear this out. But it was just like that fellowship, that brotherhood.
Yeah, man.
That was just as important for me. I needed that, you know? And so I'm just connecting with y'all. That don't matter. That part don't matter to me. We here.
Right.
You know? And so I think if nothing else, like you said, the journey, you know,
right.
I love that. I can't wait to see what goes on here. Hopefully at some point in time, we can all get together, or even if it's not at one time, we can at least start to link up, you know, build. I love this. This.
Yeah.
You know, so I wanted to share that. I had to say that, Chip.
Man, I want to share something too, man. You know, on the first interview we were on your platform, you was like, man, I want to cry right now.
I told you I was-
I remember that.
So I'm gonna share this, but I'm gonna try not to. But
all right, where my towel?
So I'm gonna set y'all up just to let you know. I'm gonna warn you first. If I do.
Oh man,
but
I have to.
man, when y'all were talking about the experiences and the journey and the things, there's three experiences that come up for me on like the writing and why we write. The legacy that you talked about, and there was three major things that happened that really hit home for me. And like by our actions that each day we try to make a difference. All we know is we get up and go to work, give what we can give today, give everything we got. But these things really hit home for me. And the first one was like, and y'all know my mother passed, a little over a year ago. And like when I had written my second book, I can remember handing her that book and her seeing that book for the first time. And like, she just like hold the book, like holding on to it and look up to me and smile and like just holding the book like it's gold, like I don't know, man, like a precious golden stone or something, And so that moment, for her to be proud of that, and like I've had, piggybacking on that experience, like I've had several family members like say, like my uncle, man, your mom would be proud of that. Like your dad would be, like a preacher that my mom knew, like he's reached out to me, like he saw some stuff on the book. He's like, man, that got your mom written all over that, like just things like that people. So that was the first one. The second one was, like you said, Kenneth, like when my son saw the book, right? So now I've learned and hopefully made, people before me proud, but then now I can show him, hey man, like you can do that and more,
Yes.
dog.
Yes.
Like it's possible. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. And then the third, man, my niece, I have a niece, she so proud of her. And growing up, she kind of, athletic wise, she kind of, would follow my, she'd always ask me questions, yada, yada, was a really good athlete, ran college track. She's an athletic director now at a private school in Dallas. But like, when we did the book tour in Dallas, I mean, like she's at the tour with her people with the book, like feeling it, like just like, man, like, and like that just shows her that, man, like you can do that too. And so, for me, like in a nutshell, that's what it all boils down to. I mean, like, and it's crazy because like that same influence that we're making on others that's causing such an impact, like we're doing it on a big level, but man, when you really see it like close to home and it hits home, oh man, it's just great, man.
Yeah. See, you was trying to make me cry.
Yeah, man. Like
because
I had it together, man.
Yeah, because that moment too. I remember handing the book to my mom, and my mom still, we still talk about it. Like, but her telling her friends,
oh,
you know how that go, you know how that go, and it's like, my daughters, the two things, the book, and then they the kids are on YouTube, so they found my YouTube channel. Like, Daddy, you on YouTube? So they snuck and watched them on my video, but it's like those are my like, talk about proud, because
bro,
I seen my kids' eyes light up.
Oh man.
I watched my mom's, who my mom's probably didn't think that stuff would, be possible. She wouldn't see stuff like that.
It's
coming where they come up, So like, that's my goal. If you watching this, if you listening to this,
bro,
know that it is possible.
Right. Anything is possible.
Anything. We talking about a book, yeah, but just know that you can do it. You can. There's a way.
And man, I can't wait to see like you know how you like just how we described all that. And I can't wait to see Manny's mom see the book, you know, or his kids and you know his wife and Andre, like his wife, like you know, all the support that you know she is like for her to see the book, you know, Wood's wife and family, sisters and Cello, like his kids, you know, like I can't wait for them to see the book, you know, like one example, like Darius, you know, his daughter is like, you know, special needs, like sick, you know, and so like, man, like for her, like when she like saw the book, the first one for the first time, like that smile, he sent the picture, did the video. I'm like, man, like this is amazing stuff. And it just shows, just like y'all said, it shows that it's possible. The possibilities are possible, y'all. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Let's get it, man. So I'm looking at time, and I know I can do this, but I wanted to thank you all, but also like let's keep it going.
Absolutely.
You know, y'all want to come back on? We here.
Right.
Anytime. Here. Because again, nothing else. One of the missions of this show is to promote the people doing positive things in the community. So I wanted to open that up and leave that open invitation for you all. You know, thank you for this. We had to agree to this though. You know, like I know it's you don't say no to Chip,
right?
But you still had to agree to this, right? So I thank you all for just taking that step and like, okay, we're gonna try this. You know, I was nervous too, like, all right, like I'm gonna try it, but we did it. You know, I look forward to having that. I don't know how y'all gonna celebrate. I still gotta figure out how I'm gonna celebrate when I actually get it in my hands. But that's another thing. Like, y'all got any ideas on that? I might steal some of your ideas.
I think, man, just for one, just take it in.
Yeah.
You know, just like really just, like I said, like my mom did, just sit there and hold it and take it in and look at, you know, your chapter, take pictures of it, send it to your people. You know, and it's like I said, with Manny, get ready, you know, because like every experience is gonna blow you away from that experience of you actually getting it in your hand. And I even did that, like the guys that live close to me, like when I delivered the books to them, like I videoed like them like getting it for the first, because I wanted to have that memory in my brain to remind me, bro, you got to go to work. You know, it ain't about you. Like you got families depending on you, you know. And so for me, man, anybody that I'm close to, when they get their books, I'm gonna take pictures and video, because I always want to hold firm to those memories and know that we don't take it for granted. You know, yes, we're doing amazing things, but man, don't take it 1 ounce for granted, and don't take it lightly, because man, I never thought could be doing anything like this. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So again, just want to thank you brothers coming on, man. Also too, I know Saturday. So this Saturday, definitely doing a launch party. So yes. I know hopefully I'll see y'all there too. You know, we're going to do this again, have some fun. But before we go, I do want to give you all the opportunity, let people know how can they find you, you know, links, things like that. I want to give you that time so that, you know, you can share what you got going on. So whoever wants to get started, just let them know.
What you guys doing. I'll finish up, if that's okay.
Yeah.
All right, I started off, man, just plain simple Charles Woods on Facebook. My Instagram is that IG is ULLgrad1911. Twitter is the same, at ULLgrad1911 with an extra 1 at the end of it.
Right.
So mine is real simple. It's AndreAmateur.com. That's it. Everything on there. You'll catch everything on there. AndreAmagr.com. All my LinkedIn, all my Facebook, all that stuff is there, and you'll be able to catch up with me on the way.
Gotcha.
Mine is Facebook, sorry, my Facebook, just Manny Trujillo. As far as Instagram, it's Man Law True, so MANLAWTRU. And then as far as Twitter, it's ML Trujillo 31.
All right.
Yeah. For me, Facebook and LinkedIn is Leonard Cello Webb. On Instagram, it is Webvolutionary. My website, in the school, theprisonpipeline.com, the number 2 for the in the school 2, prisonpipeline.com, and in the school, the prison pipeline, my group page on Facebook. If you want to get a hold of me or book or whatever it is, it's where you can find the impact of influence being sold, the pre-orders.
So myself, I'll just finish it up. Chip Baker. All my social media is at Chip Baker TSC, as in the Success Chronicles, except for Twitter. And Twitter is Chip Baker 19. And so, I'd encourage the listeners, watchers, man, you heard the stories from the guys. Man, please go out and support them. Go follow them. Go follow their movements, because I promise you, you will not be disappointed. You got a little taste of each of the guys, that are on here. And they're chosen for it because they influence and impact me, and so even in their chapters, and I edit and put it together, like I go back and highlight and underline and take notes from their stuff, and so you will not be disappointed by going and following the guys. Come see us on the launch. Please go on and register. There's limited spots in the launch on Saturday, so please go on our social medias and register for that, because we're pushing to get the Amazon bestseller list. So let's go out and support that, please. And again, thank you so much for the time.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you all. And then you know where to find us, Community Coalition Show. Find us anywhere, communitycoalitionshow.com. All the social media, just type in Community Coalition Show. We all pop up. So again, appreciate you fellas, man.
Yes, thank you. Thank you all for coming on, for speaking your truths. It was very inspiring. I know I'm always inspired when I see you guys and when I see something like this happening. And thank you, Kenny, because I get to see stuff like this because of you, and it very much inspires me.
Nah, we just try and keep it going, man. That's all.
Right.
Yep. So till next week, y'all. Fellas, don't go anywhere. I'm just gonna close this out. But y'all know where to find us. Y'all know what it is. Community Coalition Show. We out. Peace.